What's up guys, Mrs. Honest Outlaw here, and today I am doing a super fun video that I've been thinking about doing for a while. My favorite pistols to shoot. I tried to put a lot of variety on this list, just thinking about all the years of shooting that I've done alongside Chris on the channel. Before we get into my list, I would like to thank our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. It's because of you we get to live this dream life and shoot guns and review them. If you want to support the channel, that's one of the best ways to do it. There's a link in the description if you want to join. If you're not into Patreon, YouTube has their own kind of version of that. If you want to support the channel, there's also a super thanks underneath the video. There's also a link in the description for a local youth homeless shelter, the YSS. This is a nonprofit that is near and dear to our hearts, and we would be so thankful if you would go support those kids. It's a good thing to do. And finally, we have a new channel called Outlaw Life. We would love it if you would go subscribe over there as well. Now, before we get into my list, I just want to say that these are my favorite pistols to shoot. They are not necessarily the best pistols that we've ever had on the channel, but over the years of shooting hundreds of guns alongside Chris, these are the ones that I think are the most fun to shoot and honestly make me look the most like a badass, because that's one of my criteria. Does it make me look like a badass? Your girl on the range wants to look like a badass, and I think these ones will make her enjoy her shooting experience. All right, number 5 is the Kimber R7 Mako. If you've seen the last video that I did on picking my carry gun, you may know that I chose the Kimber R7 Mako out of the ones that we tested at that time. I love this gun because of the way it feels. I know a lot of people got mad that I said that my fingernails were a factor of how comfortable and the fit of the gun in my hand, but that's just the way it is. Ladies have some different needs than gentlemen, and I feel like the grip on that gun just felt so good in my hand. I love the sights. I love that it can come with the red dot already installed on it, because if you're not an advanced shooter, putting on the red dot and the sights can be really intimidating. You have to figure out what type of screwdriver you need, what type of Allen key you need, what torque pressure you need, all these things that I know absolutely nothing about. Of course, then you still have to sight it in, but it's super helpful that it comes with the red dot on it. The size and weight feels really good to me, and from my perspective, the recoil is super low. It's just one of the reasons why I chose the Kimber R7 Mako as my personal carry gun. Babe, what's the specs?
It has a 3-inch barrel. It's a subcompact micro 9mm that holds 12 rounds, and it has a very small overall size and weight, but it is a little bit bigger than something like a 365, which is why I think you like it so much.
Yes.
Because it's a little more controllable.
Yes, I do. Obviously, heavier guns have a little bit less recoil, and one thing I don't love about micro 9s is how snappy they can be, and I feel like the Kimber R7 Mako is definitely one of the least snappy of the micro 9s.
And it was very reliable for you.
It was very reliable, so I feel very comfortably and effectively armed when I'm carrying my Kimber R7 Mako. All right, number 4 is the Walther PDP. You may know that we love the PDP over here at the Outlaw household, and I am no exception. I love that gun as well. It does come in a wide range of sizes, and the full-size PDP is just such a smooth shooting gun. It's super intuitive. Everything feels so snag-free, and I absolutely love shooting that gun. We also have the Walther PDP-F first shots and review coming. I know you all have been asking for that. We just have a lot of stuff going on, but we promise we'll get to the PDP-F. The PDP-F also feels amazing in my hands because I have these little hands, and I love that Walther took the initiative to like ask women what they wanted, and they created a size for them. The trigger of the PDP is so light and crisp, and that helps me just stay super accurate with it. One of my favorite things about the PDP is that they just have it in so many different sizes. So there's literally a size for like every hand size and every person size, and I think that's just so forward thinking so that you can really get something that is comfortable for you. Number 3, this is kind of an oddball, but I cannot stop loving this pistol. It is the Steyr L9 A2 MF. And I like to say that the MF stands for
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker Jones.
Motherfucker Jones. I don't know what it is about that gun. Maybe it's just because it's super weird, like me. I love how it feels in my hand. I love the recoil impulse. Again, just like the PDP, it feels super smooth. I love the interface between my hand and the trigger and everything. And the sights are really what sold me on it.
The triangular sights?
It has these weird triangular sights that just works for me. With other sighting pictures, I feel like I kind of struggle with iron sights because of the way you have to line everything up so perfectly, but I really enjoy the triangle sights. I feel like it helps me just acquire my sight picture just that much faster, and I can be that much more accurate with it. It also mimics that chevron red dot sight that I love so much, the Primary Arms Vulcan, and I just love it. It makes it so much more easy for me. I do have astigmatism. Must work really well with my eyes because I cannot stop thinking about that gun, and I'm very sad that we don't have it anymore. The trigger is awesome. I really love that light trigger, and it also has a low bore access, so it makes everything just feel so much better. The recoil impulse is so much lower, and I feel like I was a boss with that pistol.
So the Steyr L9 comes in a number of configurations. The A2 is the new one, but the older ones are awesome as well. They have really good texture. They're polymer frame striker fire pistols, but they have a really interesting ergonomic setup that's much different from everybody else. Very, very low, similar to an Arsenal Strike 1. Very cool. Comes in between $500 and $600. Very comparable to the PDP, which I forgot to mention was around $500 or $600. And then the Kimber Mako, I think, is between $600 and $700.
I agree. It depends on if you get the red dot on it.
Maybe $750 with the red dot.
Yep. But all these are pretty standard issue prices for capable.
Till we hit the top two. And then there.
Mama loves expensive things.
Yeah, you do. We'll get into it then. Give them number
two. All right, number 2 is the Staccato C2.
The Staccato C2 is a single action 1911 style pistol with a 2011 design with a steel slide, aluminum frame, and polymer grip. It is what I would consider to be the premier, like, middle of the road 2011, very duty grade, made by Staccato. Really good trigger, optics ready out of the box. And 4-inch pistol with a 28-ounce overall weight and a capacity of pretty much whatever you want because they take full-size 2011 magazines.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm not going to be carrying a Staccato C2. However, I do absolutely love shooting it. The Staccato C2 is also one of our home defense guns, and I mean, don't come in my house because I am definitely going to light you up with that Staccato C2. It's just a blast to shoot. It's one of the, like Chris said, the middle of the road price tiers for
at $2,000.
At $2,000.
2011s are expensive.
But it is one of the best values in the 2011 game, yeah?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely the cheapest 2011 on this list.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Gets more expensive. But the Staccato, of course, heavier guns, less recoil. It just feels so good. I mean, you really can't go wrong with the 2011. They're just
best
exceptional.
Trigger money can buy.
Yes, the trigger's amazing. If you hand your lady friend a Staccato C2, she's gonna fall in love with the gun, and probably you if she hasn't already, because it's gonna make her look like a total badass. There are no honorable mentions on this list because there's always new firearms coming out, there's always new pistols coming out. I'm sure there will be many more of these lists in the future, so we're just gonna keep it to 5 today. But number 1 on my list can be no other than the Atlas Athena, which is my literal most favorite gun of all time that I've ever shot, ever.
Now the Atlas Athena is a really unique gun. It's made by Atlas Gunworks. It's very expensive. It's hard to find, but it is unbelievably well performing. It has a revolutionary 4.6-inch slide and barrel. Atlas Gunworks did a lot of research and they found that that was the best travel and the best weight for that slide in 9mm, not 5-inch like the standard 45. Very little recoil, 1.5 pound trigger, custom features, like a 45-degree safety. The thing's nuts.
It is nuts, in fact.
Designed specifically for competition.
Yes, so keep that in mind. It's what, I think it's $5,000 or $6,000 depending on how you get it kitted out. So if you are blessed enough to shoot an Atlas Athena, you will fall absolutely in love. It makes me feel like a total badass because I can shoot at almost any distance with it. It's a heavier gun, so the recoil is non-existent.
36 ounces. It's actually not that heavy, considering the low recoil impulse.
Good thing he knows everything, because I do not have an encyclopedic memory like he does. But I just know that that is my holy grail gun. If I had to only have one gun for the rest of my life, that's the one I would want, and you will not be disappointed.
The lowest recoil, the most accurate, unbelievable reliability, 1,000 rounds with no failures. Very, very, very slick and easy to use controls. Everything is at
perfect.
Yeah, at 100.
It's like perfection.
Yeah.
Atlas creates perfection.
But you also have to pay for it.
But you also have to pay for it. So of course, once again, this is my current list as of today of my 5 favorite pistols to shoot. This would be a great starting point for getting your lady friend to love going to the shooting range with you and letting you spend lots of money on guns. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters and remember to recycle. I'll check you later. Lorraine of the future editing this, I am sorry. And I love you, and you're an amazing video editor.
Lorraine of present, I love you and you're amazing.
Thank you. Let's get into it. I don't know. I'm such an awkward turtle. Okay. Before we get into my list of my favorite guns that I love to shoot, I want to thank the Patreon supporters.
Oops. Not a cameraman.
Neither of us are very comfortable in each other's jobs.
I'm comfortable. I just suck. I can suck and be comfortable at the same time. Ask Janet Jameson.
Oh my God.
Riley Reid. What?